favorite Friday the 13th kill. Now this is tough because there are so many great inventive kills throughout this franchise. I mean, let's go back to the beginning in the very first Friday the 13th movie. You've got the arrow through Kevin Bacon's neck, and I mean, does it get more iconic than that to kick a series off? One of the classics. But then just keep jumping forward and you keep getting these classic kills. You've got the head squeeze in Friday the 13th Part 3D. You got the sleeping bag kill, which has been fun to redo in the Friday the 13th game, literally grabbing somebody in a sleeping bag and just beating them against a tree. But my favorite has to go to a little unsung hero here, and it's probably not going to be the most popular opinion, but Freddy versus Jason. The very first kill by Jason in that film. There's this guy, this teen, waiting to probably score with a chick. There's a little house party going on. He's got his shirt off. He's laying on this bed, expecting the girl to come in. Hears some footsteps. Not the girl. No, it's our old Dutch friend, Jason Voorhees. And he proceeds to not only stab him once through the back, out his chest with his machete, but he goes to town. Stab, 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 stab. Blank behind the eyes. He is basically dead. But Jason just wants to make sure. So now he takes the bed and he folds it like that. I mean, this guy's back of his feet are coming up through the side of his head. I mean, he's folded like a delicious sandwich. So it was over the top. It had that right mix of brutality, over the topness, and a bit of silliness in it to, for me, make it one of the best Friday the 13th kills, bar none. Easily my favorite.
My favorite kill in any Friday the 13th film is probably in Jason Takes Manhattan, and it's very iconic. It's a lot of people's favorites, but it was just so funny. It was the guy, the boxer. I think he's a professional boxer. And he's like, he's on the roof with Jason, and he starts to box Jason. And you really think he's gonna he's doing a good job, and you're like, oh my god, this guy might be able to take Jason. And then Jason punches his head off.
Take your best shot. Motherfucker.
I think, if I remember correctly, it flies off the roof, lands in a bin. It's so funny. I think as well because it built up the idea that he might be able to be him.
So the other guys are going to say that maybe number 1 or number 2 or even number 4 is the best Friday the 13th film, but I'm here to offer a counterpoint. Freddy vs. Jason wasn't that bad. It had a weigh-in with Michael Buffer. If you can name one other film in a horror franchise that has that kind of what the fuck moment, then please just leave a comment below. The problem with Freddy vs. Jason is that it suffered from years of anticipation. Ever since Freddy's claws popped up in Jason Goes to Hell, it's a lot like the Phantom Menace. With such a gap from when the idea is first introduced to when the idea is fulfilled, or the fulfillment of the promise, you're bound to just build up in your mind like what you want the film to be. You know, you can't name somebody who doesn't watch that film and see like the claw being brought down, you're like, oh my god, what happens if those two fight? So inevitably it's not going to end up what you wanted to see. I guess you could probably say it's more of a Nightmare on Elm Street film with Jason in it, because they go to Crystal Lake, but that's only in like Jason's dreams or some shit. Is it good? Is it bad? No, it's fun. And there is the killing of Kelly Rowland after the cringe-worthy line from Freddy, which is,
how sweet, dark meat.
I didn't even like saying that. If you want a film that's like the original, just watch the original. But if you want a film, we're 9 films in, it needs to be fucking balls to the wall, supernatural, spooky shit, and I think Freddy vs. Jason delivers it.
So, my favourite Friday the 13th film is Friday the 13th, the original, with Kevin Bacon. And he obviously wasn't a big name when that came out, but it was the film I saw first from the franchise, which is good to go in at the beginning. And I really enjoyed it because I was a huge fan of Halloween, and it just kind of felt, obviously it was a bit of an imitation, but it really had that same feel, and I was genuinely quite scared. It felt like a real horror film, whilst a lot of the subsequent ones were a bit silly.
It's not the first film, it's not Mrs. Voorhees, it's not the second film, it's not Sackhead Jason. It is the third film. He finally gets that hockey mask and he puts it to good use. I mean, the red and the blue glasses, it doesn't get any more 80s than that, right? You put those on, you watch the film, things are flying at you. The kills were custom made for the 3D gags. They didn't turn Jason into unstoppable zombie yet. He was still flesh and blood. You could still kill him. Part 3, it's gotta be my favorite. Classic Jason, mask and all. Great kills, great concept. It'd have to be Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. I mean, it says it right there in the title. A new beginning. Do we need a new beginning?
Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, because I think that is tonally really inconsistent. It's silly, but not in a funny way. It's kind of odd. It's less like a Friday the 13th film because it's not Jason.
It wasn't Jason, it was Roy. Who cares about Roy?
It just felt like a really long episode of Scooby-Doo, even with the mask falling off at the end, and I'm like, oh my god, look who it is.
I mean, give us Jason. And then they did, they gave us Jason. So Jason came back as a zombie later on.
My favourite version of Jason, and this is going to be a complete cop-out, but Tom Savini made a version called Hell Jason for Friday the 13th, the game, and it is so fucking cool. His eyes are glowing red like he's just had 7 hours in fabric. It's fucking awesome. He's got fire everywhere, it's fire behind the mask, it actually looks like a demon that's come back to you. And I think that's pretty much like where the series should be going, is that like, you know what, Jason isn't like an undead zombie and everything like that and magical, like, fuck it, he is like hell incarnate. And it's such a cool looking character, and I can only hope that they fucking make it in the films.
Where he's like metal and he's like cyborg and he's basically indestructible. That's my favourite one. But I loved the metal mask, and there's I think it's like nanobots heal him, so we create inadvertently like this perfect killer machine, which is really fucking stupid, but I love it.
I think the Friday the 13th remake isn't that bad. Jason in this, he was built like a brick shithouse. You could not take him down. Jason for a new generation, so he could run. He had tunnels, he was like a survivalist. He built tunnels under the camp. He wasn't a zombie, he was just this massive guy who I assume was curling logs or bench pressing boulders in the woods. I mean, the most outlandish thing is, yes, how did he become so massive? So there you have it, just some of the Filmageddon team's ramblings about the Friday the 13th series to celebrate this day, Friday the 13th.
Happy Friday the 13th, motherfuckers.
Happy Friday the 13th.
See ya.